Hi folks, this is Geraldo with Clearview Studios. We create content with giving you advice on how to buy a house, how to get a mortgage, how to deal with your credit. And today I'm going to pick one of my favorite subjects. This is almost at the end of the process. So you fix your credit, you got down payment assistance, you found a realtor. The realtor helped you find a home. Then that you decided on the home that you want and you sign the contract and you submit the contract and the contract is accepted. Yay! However, it doesn't end there because you have to wait until closing. Usually, depending on what type of deal you're doing, it could be 15, 30 to 45 and 60 days. So there are a lot of pitfalls, a lot of mistakes that people make during this process that will prevent them or delay the process of closing and getting your home. So we're here to help you out so that you don't get in trouble like that, okay? So we're going to start with the day where you submit the contract and it's accepted. And then they say, okay, closing is going to be in 30 days. Okay, subject to inspections and appraisal, right? So, the things that you don't want to do while you're waiting for your mortgage to close is don't get another job, okay? Stay with the job that you have. You might hate your job, but that's the job that got you the mortgage. So stay with that job, including your spouse. If your spouse is working too and they use both of your incomes, don't change jobs. Even if it's the same type of work, okay? Don't change jobs. Now, if you have to because you either got laid off or whatever, the company went out of business, let your mortgage broker know. Very important. You don't want to keep stuff like this from the mortgage broker. Next, do not apply for credit. Don't go to Rooms to Go. Forgive me, Rooms to Go, but that's the best example. Don't go to Rooms to Go and get furniture for the new house and they promise you, oh no payments for 60 months. Yeah, but they did a credit report on you. And that debt is going to be counted even though you're not paying. So that could blow the approval on the mortgage. So don't apply for credit. Don't apply for any home goods like curtains, fences for the yard. Don't apply for any credit. Even if they offer you a gift to apply for something, you go to the mall and you go and they say, oh, if you apply for a JCPenney credit card, we'll give you this gift. You don't have to get approved, Don't do that. That will hurt the process of you closing, okay? Also, don't buy a new car. Do not buy a new car. Do not even go into a dealership. Do not test drive a car. Because some dealers I have seen where dealers, you test drive a car thinking, oh, I'm going to buy it after I close on the house. But they ask for your license when you test driving the car. And they'll do a soft credit inquiry. That inquiry is going to show up on your credit. You're going to have to do a lot of explaining to the mortgage company. Okay? So don't buy a car. Because what's going to happen is you might not get a home and you're going to end up living in your car. Okay? So don't do that. Okay? Also, this is a funny one, but it has happened to me. Do not get divorced. I know buying a home can cost your marriage because, when it comes to furniture, homes, and cars, the wife has the last say so. So men out there, don't divorce your wife, okay? It'll get better. If you get through this closing, things will get better, okay? So, now we're going to talk about the day of the closing, okay? The day of the closing, you need to get a deck page or your homeowner's insurance, evidence of a homeowner's insurance for the new home. Typically, you can get that from your auto insurance. Like if you have Allstate or State Farm, they also do homeowners. Okay, so you can get that from them. You don't have to pay anything because you pay that at closing. But don't forget, because if you don't have homeowners insurance, you can't close. Another thing I want to bring to your attention, I wish I had a chalkboard to show you, but if you're closing in the summer, in the middle of hurricane season, if a named storm get as far as the Bahamas, okay, and is coming into United States, whether it's Florida, Georgia, don't matter, and your insurance company will not give you a deck pay. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the weather when you're closing. Okay. Another thing, do a walkthrough on the property on the day of closing. You actually do two walkthroughs. The first walkthrough is before you sign a contract. You walk around. You ask the seller, does the refrigerator stay? Does the washer and dryer stay? Does the fan stay? The mini blinds, what stays and what goes? And the realtor, if you have a good realtor, they'll write all that stuff down. They'll put it in the contract. Then when you do the closing walkthrough, you're going to go with that list and verify that that LG $3,000 refrigerator is still in your kitchen. Okay? It has happened. It has happened where sellers will change appliance and give you like a real cheap appliance, or they'll take the ceiling fans out, stuff like that. So be mindful. You gotta do a walkthrough and do it with your realtor. Okay? Then the next thing you need to do is get a copy of your closing documents, but not on the day of the closing. You have the right to ask the title company to email you a copy of your closing documents, because you're gonna have like 60 documents to look at. You're not gonna have time when you're at the title company. Yeah, they'll humor you and they'll let you browse through the documents, but they don't have hours for you to sit there and read all this, and you don't have, well, I should say, you might not have the legal background to find any issues. So it's better to get a copy of your closing documents at least 3 days before. Take it to an attorney. Invest and protect yourself. Get an attorney, a real estate attorney. Let the attorney review the documents, see if there's any changes that need to be made, and he'll notify the title company. Protect yourself, okay? Also, find out how much you need for closing. For the closing, you need to bring either a cashier's check, or you can wire the money. They're not going to take a personal check, okay? It don't matter if it's 10 bucks. They want a certified check or a wire transfer. So a title company will give you these options before closing, 2 or 3 days before closing. Okay, so keep an eye on that. If they don't do that, that is not a good title company, and you might have a problem there. Okay, then also, this is very important. Do not break the lease. Let's say you're living in an apartment complex right now. You have a lease, a 12-month lease, and you close on the house. This house, you're gonna be your first mortgage payment is gonna be 30 to 45 days from now. You don't want to break that lease. What you want to do is, in preparation to you being a homeowner, a year ago, you were going to go to your landlord and say, hey, we're looking for a home. We're thinking of buying a home. What would you consider a notice without breaking the lease if we buy a home? Typically, you can add a clause on that new lease that if you show them a closing document that you close on the house, that is considered a 60-day notice, and that could be incorporated on that lease. That way, you show them the closing document, the HUD statement. They can see that you close, and then that will be the first day will be considered a 60-day notice. And you can move, take your time moving. I have seen people moving out of the house or the apartment that they have. And then when they're gonna close, there's a delay on the close. There's a hurricane coming, something like that. The appraisal came with an issue, or the home inspection came with an issue. And I have seen people living in hotels for 2 or 3 days and even weeks until this is settled. Don't put yourself in that position, okay? Take your time. You have 45 days to make that first mortgage payment. So take your time, close and then start packing, get the U-Haul truck. You don't want to bring a U-Haul truck to the closing, basically. Let me put it that way, okay? Now, that takes care of closing day. You have your mortgage, you have your title. Don't forget your keys, Some people are so excited and, oh, they're homeowners. Oh, we have a new home, and they run out of the mortgage, out of the title company, and forget to take their keys. So sometimes I have to go. It happened twice to me where I had to go to their home and say, "Hey, you forgot your keys. How you gonna get in to your new home? And how you gonna get? You need the clicker for the garage door opener, stuff like that." So don't forget to get your keys. Another one is show up at closing. Okay, some people are, they forget. Oh, we were closing today. The title company calling. You had an appointment at 2 o'clock. Oh, we were closing today. I thought it was tomorrow. So show up for closing. If you don't show up for closing, you don't sign the document, you don't have a mortgage. You don't have a homeowner anymore. The next thing we're gonna talk about is after closing. After closing, 12 to 24 months after closing. Okay. When you buy a home, the county clerk is registering your new title on this home, and you have this mortgage. So all these vendors, all these merchants, like the RainSoft people for the water filter, all these the solar power company, they're all going to know that you are a new homeowner. So they're going to be calling you. They're going to say, hey, you want a water softener? Hey, you want a solar panels? Stuff like that. Don't get into debt. Don't get into any more debt. Because remember, with your home, you don't have a landlord that will come in if something breaks down or anything like that. So you need to build a reserve in case of any minor repairs. Also, you want to have a home warranty. Typically, you can negotiate this with the seller. The seller can sell you the home with a home warranty for at least 12 months, and then you can renew it after that. And the home warranty does have a deductible, but if your air conditioner breaks, your refrigerator breaks, any appliances that break, could be covered by the homeowner's home warranty, and all you have to pay is a deductible. So it pays. I have had customers that they closed on a house, the inspection was done before closing, all the appliances checked out, but then the air conditioner died, got struck by lightning or something like that, and they had to spend $5,000 on a brand new air conditioner. So a home warranty will protect you from this, and it's very inexpensive, okay? You can actually bundle it with your car insurance company, okay? Also, let's see. You're going to get a ton of credit cards. You're going to get credit cards from Home Depot, from Lowe's. They'll say, hey, come over here. We'll give you 12 months, 0 interest on up to $10,000. You still have to pay that back, even though you don't have to pay interest. But, you can use it to put a fence, or you can do patio furniture. Don't get into that trap. They don't care if you can't pay the mortgage payment. They want for you to pay them. All right. So, and don't apply for any loans. Don't buy a new car. Wait at least 24 months of establishing your new credit with your new home before you decide to make any kind of financial decision like that. And last thing, don't get a pool. If you build a home, it's cheaper to incorporate the pool while you're building it because it goes into the mortgage than paying that money after closing and putting another $20,000 more on a second mortgage on the home. You don't want to do that. Don't put yourself in that, because the interest will be higher, and it'll just be way more issues. Okay, so don't put a pool. Okay, now the last thing I want to say before I close is this. Your home is the financial foundation of your family. Uh, that is the legacy that you're leaving to your children. This is the biggest purchase that you will be making in your lifetime. And you need to be careful how you do this, because it could affect you, it could affect your credit in the future. Okay, so keep in mind of this. Thank you for listening. And if you like what we talked about, our content today, please uh, share with some other people that might benefit from this. I know right now in Central Florida, there's a lot of people buying homes, and everybody's talking about the mortgages, everybody's talking about what kind of realtor to get, but nobody thinks about this. And this is really important, because if it took you 6 months to find the home of your dreams, and then when you get out on that goal line, right before getting to that goal line, you do something that will jeopardize that, it's very heartbreaking. So